Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome back to Still a Part of Us. We are we just had a wonderful conversation with Sara about her daughter Felicity, and I'm grateful for the time that she took because it was kind of a really just sudden story, and it happened so quickly, and so I'm grateful that you had the time to tell us a little bit more about her and about her life. So thank you again, Sara. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
And just so that we have a little bit of context, can you tell us what happened to your daughter, how many weeks she was and when she passed away?
So my daughter Felicity was born at 27 weeks. She was stillborn, and we haven't found any medical reason for her death. And it's been 5 months as of recent when she died.
Yeah, it's just 5 months. And I am always surprised and so astounded by families that want to share that quickly and are able to share. And so I'm grateful that you were able to share about Felicity because she had a much loved life and a lot of people that really were praying for her and rooting for her and rooting for you guys as well as a family. So I would highly recommend listening to that episode. It's so sweet and tender, and there's kind of just some funny, also some kind of funny things that happened and that made me like, huh, what? so so Sara, I it's been 5 months, and I know that you guys had a special kind of memorial service on her on the kind of her due date. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that went and how you guys arranged it so that it would be special?
Yeah, you go get the orange. Um, so yeah, there was a priest that I had spoken to a few times because something I had done a lot, especially after Felicity died, was going to daily mass. And so at the specific parish, I just we really appreciate a lot of the things the priest would say and felt like I could reach out, and especially in something like this and ask in a spiritual sense, because I think since we didn't find anything medically speaking, I think that was hard for me mentally, like to be like, did I do something wrong as a person to have this happen to me? Like you could
Mm-hmm.
know, I think everyone kind of asked that question, why
Yeah.
me? And so that's kind of how it started, like talking to a priest, and he had actually just mentioned it in conversation with me of, hey, like we could do this if this is something that you would be interested in. And I was
Oh,
like, oh yeah, like I didn't even think this was a possibility. So
yeah.
thank you. So that got set up with him, and the church actually also like had this ministry as well that they could host like a little luncheon after and have like these women bake items to like
Hmm.
bring to it. And so they as well did that. And then we catered like the food. So that was really
Yeah.
nice to have the space. And we were able to pick out the music and the readings, and that was
Oh,
really
good.
special. And then I was able to speak. And I think it just gave people more of an image of Felicity's life as
Mm.
well, that people maybe not have known, and given her more of a like a personhood. And I think sometimes in this kind of loss, whether you're earlier than me or later than me, I think sometimes to other people the baby isn't real because they weren't born alive.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, like they were alive and they were a person and they have dignity. And so I think that really gives her that dignity when you're
Yeah.
able to talk about their personality a little bit, even in utero.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. I think that yes, people just think that yeah, they didn't take a breath or they didn't, and I like how you said it honored her personhood. And because we as parents, right, we want to know that when we want others to know that she existed, that she was a person to you and to your family and to your extended family. And I think that's lovely to think about how that memorial service was able to do that. I mean, a little bit better. I'm assuming it was friends in your area. Were any other family members able to come? Because I know that they're quite a bit farther away distance-wise to get to you?
Yeah, we had my immediate family, so like my mom and dad and my sister, and then his mom and dad and sister, and then I did actually have some friends from Chicago as well come, and I have some other
Oh,
friends in Illinois, and that was really sweet of them. Like they really made the effort. I had some friends make the drive in the same day, which was
yeah.
really crazy and sweet.
Yeah.
So it just really showed that people really cared for us and for Felicity by
Mhm.
doing that. I think my one friend said he drank like 5 Celsiuses to do that. So he really made the
Ah,
effort.
that's
And
funny.
yeah, I think we felt the love in that moment to see that so many people were showing up for her, and us. And I think it just kind of it was in a sad way giving it a little bit more closure as well. I
Mhm.
think because at that point, obviously, we had known there was no reason. We had passed the due date, and so we were kind of then entering the aftermath for sure. Like, because I think there was some part of me and my husband that we thought for some reason she would come back and she'd come back by her due date. And so I think that when we passed that date, it kind of was that confirmation of she's not coming back. Like,
Yeah.
even though that's crazy, but that's where your mind goes. Like,
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
she's gonna come back. Like we can pray, we can hope, like,
Yeah.
but like she's not gonna come back, like
Yeah.
obviously. And
Well,
this,
and those milestones are, yes, those milestones are tricky because you were like, this is when she was going to be coming. Like you just your
yeah,
brain automatically thinks, yes, it's natural that she'll be here. So,
yeah,
um I do so she was born December 3rd of 2025, and you guys were planning on just, oh, we're gonna go through the holidays, and so you had Christmas, you had I mean, you guys had, it was Advent, right? When
hmm
you went to the hospital, and then all of the other things that kind of happened after that time. How how was that? How did you guys navigate
yeah. I think
that?
my family was really supportive in the way of they didn't really expect us to come to Christmas. Like
Mhm.
my parents had come like probably like 2 weeks after she had passed away to like see us, and they said like we could bring your gifts from your grandparents and everything, like, and just you don't have to come. Um, I made the choice to come for my daughter to Christmas,
Mhm.
for both sides because we could go to Chicago and then stop in the town. It's called Effingham, where my husband's from,
Uh-huh.
to see my in-laws. And I mean, it was definitely worth it for her, but it was really difficult, like, because other than my parents, no one had seen me since
Oh.
Felicity had died, like from my family, because obviously they're all in Chicago. And I think it was one of those things where people don't know what to say,
Mhm.
because I was supposed to be 30 weeks pregnant and really big at Christmas.
Yeah.
But instead, I was coming like pretty normal looking and postpartum still and mourning very deeply. People didn't know her name. And so I remember going up to some people during Christmas being like, her name was Felicity. And I could just tell, no, like to no offense of theirs, they didn't do anything wrong. It was so uncomfortable for them
Yeah.
to just hear that. And they were just like, it was just like, what, like they were just like, what do I say? Like, but you could tell in the reactions of like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, like the hugs that were given. And I
Mhm.
think my grandparents acknowledged it to us and said, I'm so sorry. But for the most part, it wasn't really talked about. And I think that's really difficult, like,
Yeah.
And I almost felt like on the defense as well of like, is there someone here that's pregnant? I need to know so I
Oh.
don't get hurt.
Mhm.
Like, and I literally bluntly asked my sister, like, if she was pregnant, and she was just like, why are you asking that? And I'm like, can you just tell me? Like, so I don't have to get hurt. And I think there was a lot of things that made sense to me that maybe didn't make sense to other people, like asking that question or
Yeah.
like, talking about it. And so it was hard, and I was still in that emotional state. And so I remember feeling like we had to leave or else I was going to start crying.
Mhm.
There was just so much. Like, the gifts I had asked for Elisa for Christmas were so that she could have things to do when Felicity was born, like more active, like toys, like a balance beam and like rocks.
Yeah.
And it was just really hard to open those gifts and be like, okay, she's just gonna use these, but it's not
But
because Felicity's here.
yeah.
They're here, and we reached this point of Christmas, and it's supposed to be so joyous, and it's so sad
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah. It's hard to the holidays are so rough, I think, because you expect it to be a certain way, and it's usually
Yeah,
with family and with, yeah.
And it's
That's
just so different. And we ended up throwing
yeah,
away our Christmas cards in the dumpster.
you
We didn't
did.
send them because it was like, how could we like if we sent them, we would have sent them on Felicity's birthday. And
Yeah,
like, how could we do that? Like everyone knows what happened. Like people would just feel so bad receiving that. Like
yeah,
seeing Felicity on the ultrasound, seeing me have a very big pregnant bump. Like
yeah,
I like, how could we do that? Like we just can't.
yeah.
We saved one, of course, but the rest were gone.
Yeah, because you're also yes, it just puts people. I'm sure they would be like, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is. Oh man, the holidays. The holidays can be so hard. And you know what? You're asking of your sister if she was pregnant. You do that because your brain is trying to like kind of prep yourself for the heartache, right? Like of
Yeah.
anything like that. And I've had a sister-in-law just say, "Hey, I wanted to tell you that I am pregnant," but she didn't she free like forewarned us before she announced it to the rest of the family. And that was really nice because you do feel like, "Ah, I can't handle this," your
Yeah.
emotions that come up. So, yeah, that is really tricky. Directly after the after you guys lost her in December, what were some things that were helpful for you to kind of start grieving slash processing what had just happened?
I think just sharing her story over and over again with a lot of
Mhm.
my friends, like usually on the phone. I did have a friend drive all the way to St. Louis from Chicago and like literally just hear my story and leave, which was like
Oh,
the craziest, but like such a special thing, like such a great friend to do that. She actually has a toddler as well and like left him at home and like drove here. So that was really kind of her to just sit with me. And I
yeah.
think that's what was helpful for me. I know everyone's experiences are different, but anyone who was willing to sit with me, anyone who was willing to answer the phone and hear Felicity's story and
Mhm.
just not say anything, just listen. And if they want to say something like, I'm so sorry, that was so hard, like that
Yeah,
acknowledgement of like, that is so hard. Like,
yeah.
I just really appreciated like, and then everything afterwards. Like I had the meal train from people and
Mm.
that lasted for a good amount of time. Because I feel like we couldn't think of anything. Like my in-laws even like were like sending us DoorDash food like
Oh,
for a weekend. I remember in the beginning they're like, "Do you need food? Do you need groceries? Like we will support you." Like I think just also just the respecting of like what I asked. Like I asked our both of our parents to just give us the week. Like Andrew had a week off. I was like, "You can come see us after. I'm just newly postpartum. I'm really emotional. Just give us a week. Like I just need this week. Andrew's off. He can take care of me. If you want to come afterwards, you can." And
yes.
they're maybe not fully understood, but respected. And I really appreciate that from both sides of, okay, like we will.
Yeah, that is so good. Like people don't understand how awesome that is to be able to sometimes mourn in private and
Yeah,
um
before you kind of like talk more, because I don't think either side had heard the story until they had seen
fully.
us in person.
Gotcha.
So they like, then I was able to tell them when they came like later.
Gotcha. Um and did they end up staying for a little while, your in-laws or your parents themselves?
So my in-laws live pretty close, so they
Oh
are
yeah.
able to kind of make the drive within the day.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty sure that's what they did. My parents stayed for a little bit, but my parents both work, so they only stayed for like a couple of days. But something my mom actually voiced to me really recently was that she wanted to come longer, but she didn't know. And I was like, oh, but you could have. Like, I needed that. Like,
Yeah.
but after that first initial week of asking to be far away, she thought maybe I wanted more space. And I was like, oh, like, I wish I knew that you wanted to do that because, like, I want to be
You'd
taken care
welcome
of
to
and have a
come.
mom. Like,
Yeah.
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 So that was really sweet that she said it later.
Mhm.
But yeah, they both kind of came for like short increments and they were definitely both sides I think were really concerned, but also like did not know what to do. They were just like, oh my gosh, like which I don't blame them. Like, oh my gosh, what do you do in this scenario?
Yeah.
Like your first morning, like your grandchild, and then second, like you're like so worried for the
For your
children.
your child, yeah.
So I think like I think there's like yeah, for them I think it was really difficult and like Especially, I think, for my in-laws more because, like, obviously I'm not their biological daughter, so they know me a little bit less. And so they were really scared to hurt me, I think, more. And so
Right.
I was like, I appreciate you hearing it and letting me talk about Felicity. We don't have
Yeah.
to talk about other topics because
Yeah.
this is yeah. So like I think that's the biggest thing too. People have the thought that if I bring Felicity up, I'm gonna hurt Sarah, but I'm already really hurt and I'm never gonna forget Felicity, even if she's just like in the background, like she's
Mhm.
always there.
Mhm.
So you're not reminding me of what happened.
Yeah.
Even you two now, if someone were to bring up Felicity, like I would be really honored that you brought up Felicity instead of like, oh, like yeah, you hurt me again. Like, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
I
And
love whenever people say her name.
yeah.
Like please say her name.
Yeah, because it's a beautiful name, and so yeah, I think I am glad you brought that up because that is I think that can't be reiterated enough that we are not going to be sadder. Like you,
Yeah.
we, well, they're gone, and we unfortunately are living this life that we are, and but bringing them up is actually really lovely once you get after a certain point. Sometimes you want to talk about them, you want to hear people say their names, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I know that your husband, Andrew, had to go back to work after a week. And so, how has he grieved? And I guess how have you guys grieved differently or similarly? How has that looked for you guys?
I would say his initial, like in the beginning, was a lot of like emotions. And I
Mm-hmm.
think he went through all of it and then got really like emotionally exhausted and didn't want to talk about it as much. But then he had work as kind of like a distraction, which I think for men, it's a little bit different than women and it really helps them.
Yes.
So I think that was really honestly good for him that he was able to go back to work. I think for him too, he doesn't have as much of an outlet as me. Like he's not calling up his friends and talking about
Mm,
Felicity. Like
mm-hmm.
Felicity is mainly talked about with me and him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we kind of grieve the things together. Or like he'll come to me and be like, since he works at the hospital where she's born, he'll be like, "Oh, like
Oh.
I came across because the cardiovascular unit is it's really close to the labor and
Mm-hmm.
delivery unit." And he was like, "I came across a toddler with at least the same shirt and a newborn, and that was really difficult to see." So it's like he has other triggers versus the triggers that I face, and he's able to share that with me, and he's just not as comfortable as going out there, but I always want to be sure that he can tell me if he's
Yeah.
not going to share it in other ways. But I think it's so funny. I feel like he always says that, but like if he ever comes up, he's just like, that was so stupid it happened. Like I feel like he has that like
Yeah.
emotion towards it. He's like, that was so stupid. Like, why did that happen?
Yeah.
But also he's such a logical guy. Like he's just like he's a doctor. He's like,
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could tell you why, Sarah. Like, he looked it up on his own. He did his research. He's like, no, like, if we had a reason, there would be. So I think that's really hard for him too. Like,
Yeah.
he couldn't get to the bottom of it because no
Yeah.
one can.
Yeah. The empirical evidence, he's not able to do all of all of that, logical thing those logical things that you want to do to come to the bottom of it. And yeah, that is frustrating. I also very good that he realizes that he can turn to you to share those things because I think sometimes I've heard that the fathers sometimes are trying to still be like the strong person and not try and make their wife sad or don't want to share those emotions with their wife. And so I think that's good that he acknowledges those times when it is hard for him.
Yeah, I really try to like tell him because I think at first it bothered him how much I was talking about it. Like I think at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning he was just like, "Can you think of other things? Like, can you distract yourself?" And I just couldn't. Like
Yeah.
for months, I couldn't distract myself. Like all I would think about is Felicity's dead. What the heck? But
Yeah.
for him, he could distract himself. So I think that was so hard for him. And I
Yeah.
think he came around to being like, "This is how it's gonna be." And
Yeah.
then I think it really helped him describe it to other people, like especially our family, of like no, this is like how Sarah is, and like this is pretty normal. Like this is not something concerning. Like she is grieving, she's thinking about Felicity all the
Hmm.
time. I think he's better able to describe to some people than I am, which is really good. Like I
Yeah.
feel like, but in the beginning, I think that was hard for him to see. Like, how could you just not be able to watch an episode with me of a show? And I was
Yeah.
like, I can't. I wish I could suck myself in, but I think that was the big difference between us. Like he was really good at distracting. I
Mm.
was like, I want to sit here and talk about Felicity all
All the
day.
time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it is funny the differences we have and what we need for ourselves. So, yeah, I do think that the brain does need a break though from grieving because it is exhausting. Just
Oh yeah, I was exhausted. Like I feel
all
like
this.
I was having physical symptoms. Like my friends were all like so concerned for me. Like they were just like, "Oh my gosh." Like but I was just like I'm doing what I can. Like I can't really function. I'm exhausted. I'm waking up because I would wake up like really early in the morning, like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., not able to fall back asleep, just reeling about what happened to Felicity.
Mhm.
And so I was just not sleeping well or anything. Yeah, orange. And so I think I was just experiencing more of like the longer aftermath than like my husband.
Yeah.
But I think he had more hope of her coming back too. Like,
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't want to think that way because it's not going to happen. That's not really feasible. Like, God is very powerful, but I'm not going to hold out my hope over here because I want to like be positive and maybe get pregnant again or something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want orange? Yeah. Yeah. Come here. So I think we just experienced that a little bit differently.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is good and that is fine. That's the way we should process things. We're all individuals. So, I am curious if there were any things that um you did specifically for when the her due date was. I know that you guys were it wasn't till later that you did the celebration. But uh, was that day hard? Cuz I know
I
that day
feel
was
like
hard for me.
I anticipated, but I think since I was distracted with the memorial mass, I feel like that day was not as crazy, but the day after, I feel like I was a mess. Like
Oh.
we went to the park with my daughter and I just like was having a breakdown because all I could think was I climbed up at the park with my daughter and went down little playground slides. Like, did that do it to Felicity? And I couldn't be at the park. Like, I
Oh.
was obviously you're at the park too and seeing babies and strollers
Yeah.
and everything. And I just sit in the car and cry. And I think March was another like really hard month because this was the month where she was for sure gonna be here, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
And so I think just like living in that aftermath was so difficult.
Yeah.
And then like obviously as a Catholic, like we're living through Lent, like looking forward to
Oh,
Easter,
yes.
but not knowing if we're gonna have some kind of redemption. Like I kept
Yeah.
telling people I wanted to come to like the redemption part of my story. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this like Jesus on the cross. Like I want to be on Easter. Like where's
Yeah.
my
I
Easter? Like,
know. Easter was so hard for us too. I mean, and it sometimes is because yes, yes, yes. I don't want it to be that terrible, terrible day time when he was on the cross. Yeah, you want it to be the Sunday. Um.
yeah.
So yeah, I totally get you. I was like, ugh. Um. Okay. A couple of other things I wanted to ask you is that, um, were there any things that you have found that you've done in the last 5 months that you felt like are have been particularly helpful, that other people did? You've mentioned the meal train and such, but anything that you've done to help process things or any things that other people did that were pretty awesome that we haven't covered already? Because you did talk about a lot of different people that have done so many wonderful things for you.
Yeah. So one of my friends from Chicago texted me like pretty soon after. I don't remember exactly, but she said that she knew a mom who was probably our parents' age and she had lost a baby after birth,
Oh,
due to some genetic thing, I believe. And she was like, "Do you want to talk to her? She's willing to talk to you and she's Catholic and a wonderful lady." And I
oh,
was like, "Okay, that's really comforting." Like, sure. And I remember talking to her, and this lady doesn't know me at all.
yeah.
Like, randomly called this lady that I don't know. And she was so, like, comforting in the way that it's just like someone knows. Someone knows how it is. And she offered to talk to me a lot. Like, kind of, she wasn't a counselor, obviously, but talked to me, like, pretty frequently, like, pretty weekly, I would say.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
for the first couple of months. Texted her a lot. Obviously, she prayed for me. I met her when I went to Chicago, like in January and we talked to and just encouraging on the journey. And there's actually like a Catholic retreat during Lent called Made Well about infant loss, miscarriage,
Oh,
infertility that we like did together. It was like an online Zoom weekly, and I was introduced to it because of her. So it's like all these things kind of leading to like something else. But I think talking to any kind of lost mom in a similar boat was honestly the best thing like anyone can do because your family and friends love you, but they cannot be there for you in the same way as someone who knows.
yeah.
Like I can tell my friends like till like my like, you know,
Yep.
the
Till
day is done, like about Felicity, but they have no idea.
yeah.
But like one of my best friends too from Chicago, his mom lost a baby due to a car accident when she was pregnant.
Oh,
And it was awful. And I'd heard about this story like when we were friends, because we've been friends since like high school, middle school. And I had reached out to her kind of later as I was still struggling. And we had this really emotional phone call and like she actually found out what caused her baby to die like
oh,
after waiting a really long time, and it was just so beautiful like how God answered her prayers and what happened after like the aftermath. And my friend is born because of like her daughter dying. Like if Molly, her name's Molly, like if Molly would have lived, like my friend Cody wouldn't be here today. And
oh.
like it's just like I remember thinking to myself, like, I want to be there, like to that end.
Yeah.
Like you could say, like, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for
Yeah.
like this. And like what a beautiful testament. Like, and she's also been such a wonderful support through all of this. And like just reminding me that I'm not crazy. Because I think in this scenario, you can get so angry with yourself and feel like you're literally going crazy. So like any loss mom who's willing to do that is just so kind. Anyone who has after the meal train even has said like, can I bring you
Mhm.
food? Can you hang out? Do you want to talk about Felicity? Like all of those things is just so kind of people to still do for me. We made little prayer cards for Felicity, and so I'm really intentional with who I give those to. So anyone who's like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" Like everyone's just been like, "This is so beautiful!" Like I'm so glad you did this. Like it really touches me. Like it's so little.
Yeah.
Um, and then like I don't know if you can see on the Zoom, but I have necklaces with both my daughters'
Mhm.
names on
Mhm.
them that I got made. And like it really opens the conversation with people who don't know me,
Yes.
and who don't know what happened. Because I'll say, which is always difficult, how many kids you have, blah blah blah. I don't initially like state that I had a stillbirth. Um, so they're like, "Oh, who's the other necklace?" Because they'll say, "Oh, you Elisa." And I'm like, oh, I had a stillbirth. And even if it's like the I'm sorry and they feel really awkward, it's like, that's fine. Like,
Y-
I'm glad I was able to say like what I wanted to say.
yes. And once again, acknowledge to the world that she was here. And yeah, that that's good. And for those of who are just listening by podcast, um, you have some like their names are kind of scripted out on your necklaces and they're kind of stacked, and I think it's so pretty, so pretty.
Thank you.
So yes, I have a necklace too that is usually a conversation starter. So I think anytime we get to talk about our kids, it helps.
What do you mean? Show me. Look at the fridge.
So Sarah, kind of on the opposite end of things, I am wondering if there's any things that were not as quite as helpful, or things that people said that maybe were a little, they kind of hurt a little bit, that you would maybe suggest not saying or not doing, if you are, with a lost parent that is going through this, and are maybe the thick of in the thick of it, of the early grief.
Yeah. I think religious or not, I don't think we should say they're in a better place. Rejoice that they're in heaven. Trying to think of like the Christian ones that people will say, because obviously I'm Catholic. They'll say she's an angel praying for you. And technically that's not even correct because she's a saint. And I'm being just particular, but still bothers me because
Yeah.
I wanted her here,
Yeah.
and that's kind of an injustice. So why don't you like understand the injustice here?
Yes.
There must have been a reason. There must have had something wrong.
Yeah, that does not
If
feel
she,
great, everybody. Do not
if she
say
has
that one.
something wrong,
Don't.
who
No.
cares?
Who
If she like,
cares?
I'm an occupational therapist. If my child had cerebral palsy or something else going on, just any kind of disability, autism, Down syndrome, like the list goes on,
Whatever. Hmm.
I don't care because who's alive? My child.
Hmm.
Like that is what is important. And I would fight for any child if I found out like while they were in utero, they had some kind of disability.
Yeah.
Because there is a mom that I know who her child got diagnosed with trisomy 18 in utero.
Oh, uh-huh.
They obviously tell you always to terminate those kind of pregnancies. She did not. She fought for it. Her baby Ava lived for 51 days.
Oh,
Got
man.
51 days with her daughter because
Yes.
she chose life.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is so worth it to me. If
Yeah.
I got 51 days with Felicity,
Yeah.
that is so much better than none.
Yeah.
And I just think people are so uncomfortable, so they're trying to justify the situation.
Yes.
I always get the be grateful about Elisa thing, obviously,
Mm,
and
mm-hmm.
that's really difficult because I'm like, but I wanted her, not Elisa, I wanted Felicity.
Yeah.
Um,
You
can she
wanted her to have a
understand?
sister. She wanted to have a
And
yeah,
she was
like
real. Like it wasn't like I
yeah.
was, in a different stage of life. Like Felicity was real. Like she was a human. She still is. She's just dead. And um, I think that people just really can't handle it sometimes, so they're gonna
Mhm.
say that.
Yeah.
Some person told me this, like, I forget who, like, said, like, life slaps you in the face. And I was like, whoa, like, life slaps you in the face. Like, this is a big slap. And, like, how, because they have children. I was like, how would you feel if I told you that if your child died? Like, can you, like, understand why this is such a bad thing to say?
Yeah.
So I think there was a crazy amount of things that were said. And I feel bad saying all this because I think sometimes it scares people into saying nothing.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing that people need to remember is if the at least is going to come out of your mouth,
Yeah.
that's when you shouldn't speak.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if you're not going to say at least, it's probably not something bad.
Yeah.
Um,
The at least has this justification, like they really are trying to figure out how to make it better, but it's not going to be better.
yeah.
It's just still stinks because your baby's not here with your child is
Oh,
not here with you. So, yeah, I think that's a good rule of thumb. The at least maybe just stick far away from those types of sentiments.
yes. No, I totally agree. Just hold on one second. I need to
Oh
put it
yeah. Hmm.
in. Yep. But I think I wish people would understand that the most and the best thing you can do is just being there and sitting with it and understanding that it's still really hard. I think there should be an understanding to people not being able to go to things like baby showers and gender reveals and any sort of baby related activity for as long as that person needs. Like
Yes.
there's a timeline on that as well because I have attended a gender reveal and it was very difficult for me.
Yeah.
Like the maybe people on the outside didn't know, but I stepped away several times and cried. And so I think that it's forgotten that people would have these kind of issues and people think, how could you, like, why can't you just forget about it and go? And it's like, not gonna, I'm not
No.
like, even if a pregnancy happened, because nothing is gonna fix this. No amount of time, no amount of children afterwards. It's just what it is. And seeing all these other children continue on and Felicity kind of being stuck where she is really hard.
Yeah.
Because there's babies who are born at the same time as Felicity and who are 5 months old right now.
Yeah.
That is very difficult to see. Like, that's a pretty big baby, like, usually,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
have skills. They're sometimes able to sit up, they're able
Mhm.
to move. Like,
Yeah.
Felicity's not. She's stuck at 27 weeks,
Yeah.
you know? I think the people the lost moms who have been through it know that it's okay not to go to things. Like I've heard
Mhm.
moms say it's been years, like for them since they've gone to baby things. But to anyone else who's not in this kind of world, thankfully, they don't get it. They're just like,
Yeah.
why can't you just go? It has nothing to do. And it's like, but it does.
It
Like
does.
every baby of my friends who are born now, like it just reminds me like she's not here. Like it
Yeah.
feels like she's not even recognized. Like, but these babies will be,
Yes.
even though I know maybe people would say that's not true, Sarah. Like, but you're not going to talk about Felicity. Like
Yeah.
you talk about your children. Like
Yeah. You
she's not
won't
going to
you
grow
won't
up
have
right there.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
not having those same milestones that their kids are going to have. So, yeah, exactly. And I like how you gave them permission to not go to those things. Because we need to you just need to give yourself permission to not attend some of those things. Like even Mother's Day, that is one of my things. I was like, if you do not want to do Mother's Day things, that is fine. Because that can be real touchy for a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of lost
Well, I
parents.
think I think back to when I had Elisa in May,
Hmm.
and she wasn't born until after Mother's Day, and people didn't celebrate me on that Mother's Day.
Yeah,
And I think about that and I'm like, so you think I'm not a mother to Felicity because you didn't think I was a mother to Elisa when I was
yeah,
pregnant with her.
yeah.
I was like probably 36 weeks pregnant or something at the time. And people were like, no, 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 I feel differently. I'm like, no, but that's what the
Big,
world thinks.
yep,
Like, that's how it feels to me. Like, to me, it hurts because of that.
yeah,
Like, and I think we need to celebrate pregnant mothers
yeah,
on Mother's Day as well. Like, even
yeah,
if they don't have a living children yet, because maybe it's their first pregnancy. But
yeah,
like, I think that should change. Like, they are a mother. They
yeah.
have been nourishing this child for a month,
Yes,
nine
yes,
months, whatever it may be.
whatever. A long time.
Mom who has a loss like a couple years back, we need to celebrate her and not just on the bereaved Mother's Day, like the real Mother's
The
Day, the
real
holiday.
Mother's Day. I agree.
Um, so I think that's so important to me. And like obviously I'm Catholic, so I do like I believe in life like at conception. And so I don't care if you're pregnant for 3 weeks. You are a mother. Like your body is doing so much, many things. Your body has so many hormones fluctuating right now. It's working so hard to support a baby. And as you continue in pregnancy, the same, you have to adapt things in your
Yeah.
life. You're making sacrifices as a pregnant person and your
Yes.
motherhood, just as you do when you have a physical child here on earth who
Yeah.
is breathing. So I think that gets forgotten about too when you've had a loss.
Yep.
Uh, so I think it just really opened my eyes to that too. And I just want to make sure other people feel like honored, whether it was miscarriage or stillbirth or infant loss. Like,
Yeah.
and I just want to open other people's eyes of like, we should celebrate these people. Like, it's
Yeah.
not it should be shut down about.
Yeah.
Like
There's,
it's they're real.
yeah.
We should look forward to meeting these children in heaven. Like
Yeah.
that should be a conversation. Like I hope Elisa says these things when she's older. Like I can't wait to meet Felicity.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
like that would be special to me. So I think that these are like so important to just continue to remember her.
Yeah. Sarah, this has been such a great conversation. I feel like you've given so many good things, like for people to be aware of, and also things that they could maybe do for themselves and and for others that may be going through this. So, I appreciate your time and talking about Felicity and this grief journey with us today. As we close, is there any last little advice that you would give to somebody that is maybe also very new in their grief that could help them in their journey?
I would just say be patient like with yourself because it is a journey and like there's gonna be really low days and it's okay if it's low for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I sometimes it's fine to go back down to low. Like I
Yeah.
was doing a little bit better, and then March was really hard. It was a really long low, and it's okay to do things that are kind of out of your norm. We ate out a lot. We didn't do too much. I kind of
Mm.
took Elisa out of activities because even that was pretty triggering for
Yeah.
me. So I think just knowing yourself that you don't have to judge yourself. And if other people are judging you for your actions, they have no idea what you're going through. Like, if you want to just be at home and just read a book and like not do anything else for months, then do it. Go on vacation. Do what works for
Yeah.
you and like hopefully you have people in your life who can walk through it. And like I think that's the biggest advice of like you need to at least find like a couple people hopefully that can walk this journey with you because you can't do it alone.
Yeah.
Like and it has to be more than your husband too because he can't just bear all of the weight.
Right.
Like
And
you
he's grieving too, along with
yeah,
you.
because that's
So,
forgotten about, which is like they need support as well. And so just being able to speak what you want, even if you have to say it over and over again. Because I think at the end of the day, people also love you and they want to walk with you, but they don't know how.
Hmm.
And we have to kind of show them a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's okay also to say, I need space and you're not the person
Yeah.
like I can
Yeah.
talk about this with. So you just kind of have to, it's it's sadly you have to figure it out as long ago and it's really messy. I think that's the biggest thing too. Like it's so messy and
Yeah.
that's okay. And it's gonna mess up kind of everything in your life. Like
Yeah.
that's how it really feels to me. It's messed up literally everything. And you kind of have to try to pick up all the pieces and it's your life's gonna look so different after
Yeah.
because you can never put it together like it was before.
Yeah. And you might decide to leave some things behind too, or
Yeah.
take different things with you. So yes, I love that. I think that is a beautiful last bit of advice. I think that is so apropos and well said. So thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing what you know, and thanks for sharing Felicity with us too.
Yeah, thanks for having me.